Alright, everybody, we are here, and I'm constantly hearing happy ferret noises right now. I have no idea why. I've told him not to tell me why. I'm just. You can hear it. It's ferret noises. Like, he's literally about to go and bust a nut. Alright, and we're also joined by Ghost. Hello, Ghost.
Good evening.
And I guess you want to be in the video. I never asked, but you're just going to be in it. And Ferrets, how are you, buddy?
Oh, I am 1,000 times better. How are you?
I'm good. I've just woken up to listen to Ferret going off in my ear. So, right, we're going to go through, guys. We're going to talk about the roadmap. Roadmap has just been updated, literally just right now. We got 3.13, 3.14, 3.15, 3.16. We made some predictions a couple of weeks ago. We're going to find out how close they are. And let's just jump straight into it.
And also, a gamer, hey, you are going to like hear something that you thought you would never hear from me. You were right.
Oh, okay. Cool.
You were right.
All right. All right. Okay. I love the sound of that. I love to hear that I'm right. As every masochist does. But let's jump straight into the roadmap. So 3.13, refinery stations, non-commercial overlays. Which I think is just like signs and LEDs and stuff like that, right? Stanton system,
advertisements.
Yeah, advertisements and stuff like that, yeah. Stanton system polish, obviously. New asteroid, Stanton system. Adding additional asteroid variants to the Stanton system. I think this is leading up towards the Halo. Was it the Halo? Van Halen?
It was Aaron and Halo.
Aaron Halo, yeah, whatever it is. Yep, that thing. And yeah, cave entrances, dive-ins, and sinkholes. For gameplay, we have missions spawning closets, which is good because that allows NPCs to spawn and despawn. Mounted guns, which is cool. I love the idea of that. Forced reactions, missile guidance control, which is really good for a rework. Vehicle names and serials. Vehicle visual degradation, which I love because that will also bring in later things like damage. Merlin constellation docking, missile operator mode, law system V2 surrender, ship to station docking. Object, push, and pull. Everything I love so far. Everything I love. Alright, ship and vehicles. We're getting the tank early. Tumbra Nova tank is now in 3.13. We're getting those M2 Hercules and the C2 Hercules Starlifter. Thoughts on the tank?
The big boom. And I love tanks.
Cool. Right. Okay, that's problem solved. Alright, 3.14. Locations. Planet Crusader. Fucking called it.
And the landing zone. Look at that stuff right there.
And the landing zone. Fucking called it.
He was right, folks. He was right. Holy snap, I can't believe I'm saying this.
And I have the recording to prove it. Orison, Landing Zone, and Crusader. Obviously, this makes sense. That's why they're removing Delama.
Right.
Gameplay. And I'm sort of wondering if Chris saw the video and was like, shut up. Alright, gameplay, FPS, radar, scanning, weapons change, drain tech. Oh. So that means like you'll be able to drain like energy from like things, like maybe if you want to like drain energy from currents.
Wait.
Could also be draining energy or life from players too.
What are we talking about?
Weapon charge drain tech 01. Creating a backwards back-end tech required.
Skip the freaking radar.
No, I put that. I said that. I said radar.
Oh.
Implementing radar and scanning for players on foot. Oh, on foot. Oh, okay.
Yeah. You missed it. Ooh.
Okay. Let's go back to that one. Includes an improved signature system that supports much greater distances and the dumping of signatures by environmental effects and large entities. The feature will be available to players in ships, in-ground vehicles, and on foot. So we're going to get handheld scanners.
Wow. So does
But they already said that before, so
no big shock, but cool. So I like.
So, we're going to get the freaking like aliens in the reclaimer now. A xenomorphs win.
Maybe xenomorphs for the win. Yeah. The best thing about this, obviously, this will probably go through and tell you where men are to a certain point, but it'll also tell you where materials are, which is good. How many times have you got out of a prospector or a rock or whatever it may be and couldn't find the rock fragment that you were supposed to find? Had to get back in the shop, do a scan, go, okay, it's there over near that rock, get out and try and use landmarks to find it. So,
ooh, I like the next one.
Physical inventory. Oh, wow. Holy jeez. All right, we're getting ahead of ourselves. Weapon change and drain tech. This, to me, is things like going through and draining energy from components. So, like, for example, draining energy from batteries and stuff like that to recharge things. Also, possibly later, you could probably use it for draining power from turrets, for example, so that you could turn them off. Or draining power from components, so that that are just like self-contained components, so that you could shut them down, like maybe like a base, like a mini base or something like that.
actually, if they're going with what they were talking about before with salvaging, it might not just be power; it could also be fluids, gases, and salvaging.
Yeah, well, that's true too. It says weapon charge / drain. And it says tier 0. So once they've gone through and they've incorporated this for example, for power, then you're right. You could do fluids, gas, whatever you want.
Yep.
Active feature, physical inventory, implementing the personal inventory for all usable and storable items. This is leading up to iCache.
It is.
I'm a little bit disappointed that we haven't got iCache in 3.13, or the rework at least, for 3.13. We do have news on that, guys. Do you want to talk about that very quickly? What's happening with the iCache?
Long story short, it's getting delayed.
Yeah.
Well, it's getting delayed because there are a few things that it depends on that are still considered work in progress.
So iCache, some of you may have noticed that iCache is not present in the standalone delivery on the roadmap. It's still there, but it's got a name change. This is because iCache and other similar technologies are now wrapped up within the personal streaming and service management delivery mentioned above. In addition, we have removed the Convert Legacy Management to iCache from the release view, as there are pending dependencies involved in the work for this. This means the fruits of this effort won't be seen until later this year. So basically, they're working on it. There are things that they needed to get done in order to get iCache done, things that they weren't aware of. And looks like we're probably going to get iCache towards September or December, I would say, for a release. Is that what you're thinking, maybe?
Yes. I was not completely ignoring you and reading something else, but yes, I completely agree with this.
He was
with
ignoring
these
me. Yeah, he was ignoring me and reading something else.
No. I'll continue, please.
All right.
It's all right. I'm trying to figure out where you guys are on the map right now.
Yeah, I just jumped off because otherwise I would have died of hunger. Radar scanning and pinging. Obviously, implementing the radar and scanning and pinging. Tech. Healing tier 0. Oh, I called this too, actually. I said we'll most likely get medical gameplay this year. Creating the back-end technology required for healing. Sorry, what you going to say?
And also remember, this is also what Chris has said too. He said that we will be getting the first version of the medical gameplay by this year, but he did say like around the middle. So obviously we it's either we are getting it far sooner, or he means that maybe we're getting a second version, or maybe the version 1 in the middle of the year.
Well, it says
Give or
creating
take.
the back-end tech. So, just the dev speak guys here, when they say they're creating back-end tech, doesn't necessarily mean we're going to be getting healing in that actual patch. It just means that it might be coming in 3.15, 3.16. They're just doing the back-end services to obviously set it up for a later release. So just because we see healing on the roadmap doesn't actually mean it's coming in 3.15 or 3.14 in this case. It means at the end of the day they're adding all the back-end stuff to it. So you will start to
jumping ahead.
Sorry?
If you don't mind me jumping ahead a bit on the roadmap, it is already pointed in as 3.14 NPC healing.
NPC healing, yeah. But
it's for player and NPC to help heal others other than yourself.
Enable players to heal others. Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, okay. Yep. So it looks like maybe 3.14. All right, cool. And ships and vehicles, the RSI Constellation Taurus. We knew this was going to be coming sooner rather than later because they've been talking about it for a year. And core systems, migrating legacy vehicle XMLs to data core. That's obviously setting up for iCache in the future, I presume. Vehicle swapping module. Oh. Enable players to swap vehicle rooms modules via VMA. Wow.
That means the Retaliator and the Caterpillar and others will finally have their modularity.
Yep, including the Endeavor and everything.
Yep.
Interesting.
Even the Cas, so.
Yeah, even the and also your Carrack, yeah, all those sort of ships. Vehicle shield tech replacement. I'm surprised that's not sooner because we've seen that with the Idris. But anyway, replacement of the legacy shield systems with a signature silent distance fielding. Like I said, we've seen that on the new Idris mission, so I'm surprised it's not in 3.13, but whatever, I don't care. 3.15, homestead, outposts, colonisms. So these are obviously going to be outposts. These are just going to be things that you might fly around and find an outpost with NPCs living in it, sort of thing. So implementing small home colonialism.
Colonial.
Yeah, I can't say that word. Outposts. Look, at the end of the day, obviously this will add more life to the system. This will add more life to planets, so that's cool. But yeah, apart from that, pretty cool.
Ooh.
Gameplay. Weapon magazine stripping and refilling. Oh, thank God. This is going to add so much realism to your game. Yeah.
Stop buying billions of magazines and just buy the ammunition to load them.
Yep. Active feature EVA Tier 2, which is obviously just updating EVA. Further improvements to the EVA experience following transition to IFCS. Which is quite good at the moment because it's a bit junky going from zero gravity to
Introduces limited EVA fuel and encourages the use of zero-G push and pull.
Yep, and multi-tool. Yep. Well, we knew that fuel and the jetpacks was going to be limited at some point, so it makes sense.
Finally.
Yeah.
Looky.
No.
The next one.
Cutting. Yeah, I was just about to talk about that. All back-end tech were related to updating the cutting feature for the multi-tool that will be used to feature future locations and mission updates. The continued development of the existing multi-tool tech will allow players to cut through specific objects This is primarily included in the ability to freeform cut on specific surfaces. So
first will be missions. Second will probably be not refining, salvaging.
Salvage, yeah. So I imagine
third piracy.
Yeah, so it's sort of like it's similar to like Subnautica. So I don't know if you guys have played Subnautica. I think Ghost, you've seen me play it.
Yes.
Yeah, where you actually go up to a door and it says this door is sealed. You need a cutting torch, and then it does the animation where it goes through and cuts the door and the door falls through. That's presumably what I'm presuming that they're talking about doing. Something
well, there's a previous mission that they removed, or part of the downed satellite mission that had cutting on it.
Yeah.
And they had I don't know what they're called, the play videos that they released previous years, where they show cutting and entering into a base.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's going to be mission specific. And then later it's probably going to be, or my guess is, salvage.
Yeah, I imagine later at some point, for example, you'll be able to go up to a panel on a wall and it'll come up with, would you like to cut here, sort of prompt. And you'll be able to cut your way through a base at certain points.
I'm guessing long term, even though it might take time, therefore other people have a chance to stop you, you can get cut into other people's or NPC ships for piracy.
Yeah, like you might be able to cut open like door hatches and stuff as well. And
yep.
Yeah. What were we going to say,
Let's back up. Let's back a tracker real quick to 3.14.
Yeah.
Really quick, and take a look at the radar and scanning.
Mm-hmm.
First person.
Take a look at the picture.
Yeah, so you got hostile.
And in the ship.
Yeah.
No, the radar scanning and ping for ships.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the 3D radar for it.
No, that's the new ship UI for the freaking Aegis.
Maybe.
It is. I recognize it from a few months back.
Say what you will about Ferrets, everybody. He loves his Aegis ships. He knows every nook and cranny. I can send him a photo of a fucking event from an Idris, and he'll be able to tell me which event it's from. Like, this guy knows his Aegis. So he's probably right.
A little obsessive.
Hey, freaking Idris! I knew it. That's my Idris. I knew it.
Yeah, he'll say like left port, rear vent, whatever it may be. Like this, yeah. But anyway. Right, can we keep going?
Yeah, go ahead.
Alright. Player interactive experience.
Finally, for the noob questions out there.
The player interactive experience is a holistic array of complementary features and systems, all related directly to the gameplay, to the player status, item status, environment status, as well as interaction with both game world and objects within it, are covered under these systems. So, like, for example, if you have like an NPC, for example, and you want to come up and you want to talk to the NPC, that is your player interaction experience.
Look, by the picture, it actually looks like in-game tips.
Quantum travel navigation could be too, yeah. Could be a whole range of things. But normally, PIE is like, for example, interacting with NPCs, what used to be interacting with doors, although they've now put buttons in, so that's cool. But it could be tips as well. That could be PIE.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bombs and space mines. Oh boy, we're going to hear happy ferret noises. Alright, players will have the ability to drop powerful bombs over target and atmosphere from ships.
Yep. Give me my A2 now.
I was waiting for someone to say that. In space, players in certain ships will be gaining the ability to release space mines in coordinated fashion in attempt to trap and capture. Okay, who's going to say what ship this is for? Come on.
Nautilus. Don't care about it, but I know it. Nautilus.
It's stuff for the Idris, right?
No,
Nautilus. Get Idris off your mind.
Ooh!
It's for the Idris!
That's where the Idris lives. Ooh, salvage. This feature includes all back-end tech tasks required for the implementation of salvage gameplay and missions.
Sweet. The Reclaimer finally gets a reason to exist.
Well, not just that, but the Vulture, too.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait to get my Vulcan.
Yep. Zero-G push and
pull.
Vulture, Vulcan. Yeah, it's the same thing. Let's face it, it's the same ship from Eve. Adding the ability for travelers, surfaces, and zero-G by pushing, pulling their hands. This will come into play when the player is wearing an EVA suit without thrusters, or if the thrusters are turned off, or if they've ran out of fuel.
Yep.
Just saying. Ships. Aegis Redeemer. Hello, baby.
Finally.
I warned you it was coming.
It's only been how long?
Yeah, but
it's been a few years. It's okay, guys.
Working on it pretty hard for the past 6 months, so it was about due. So obviously the Redeemer is coming in 315. The Ares Starfighter Ion, the Hercules A2 Starlifter, and the Inferno.
Oh gosh, why are they gearing up these?
If they're going to put the Idris in the game, they're going to put the Idris into the game, they have to have ways to combat it.
Yep. I'm actually surprised the Ares are not in the game already because, well, I suppose we don't really at the moment have an excuse. Oh, yes, we do. We have the Arlington mission. I'm surprised at the moment the Ares are not in the game to blow up the Idrises.
Not to mention the other capital or near capitals.
Well, the Javelin you're not supposed to blow up, but that doesn't stop people from doing it. And
no, I was meaning more of the Hammerhead and such.
But yeah, well, look, don't get me wrong. The Hammerhead and all that are great for taking on an Idris, sure. But at the end of the day, the Ares is specifically designed to take out capital ships.
Yeah, that's why I was bringing up the Ares going against the Hammerhead, not the Hammerhead.
Oh, right. Sorry, misunderstood. Ship exterior, exterior culling. When completed, the game engine will no longer render the interiors and exteriors of the ship when not required. This is going to save RAM.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good. That is obviously at the end of the day, that is just them, streamlining the game.
Ooh, the first one on 316.
Yep, Orison version 2. We've called that. We called that this year. Adding more shops and services to the Orison's landing zone, which is exactly what we thought it was going to be.
Yep.
Yeah. Gameplay. Weapons misfire and wear. Oof. I like that. Adding the potential for certain weapons to misfire or malfunction depending on various factors. So, like, for example, damage, how long you've had the rifle for, if it's going to start becoming unreliable, if it's a weapon that you've been carrying around for 3 years, for example, it might jam, stuff like that.
I guess that means later they're going to add in the capability of repairing them as well.
I imagine so. Player slide, which is obviously pretty simply self-explanatory. Prone. All tasks relating to implementing prone movement, which, I think we already have as a basic version, but it'd be good to get it upgraded. Active feature ladders, tier 1. We all know ladders need a little bit of work. No mincing words there. Active tech, physicalized weapon handling. What the hell is that? Introduces an animation when interacting with and customizing FPS weapons. This aim is to add a tactile look and feel to weapon handling, supporting the wider goal of the high-fidelity character interactions with all relative objects in the game. So, for example, that would be like, for example, if you add a sight to the gun, then obviously your character will reach into his backpack, grab the sight maybe, and put the sight on and swap them out maybe. That's what I'm thinking it's going to be.
I actually hope also where you can look back and forth on the gun when modifying. Right now on larger sniper rifles, when you go to change this part without going into the Moby glass, a lot of times you can't see the sight rail to change it.
Active feature, lockers and inventory. This is obviously where your lockers introduce a constant way to store clothes, armor, and items in physicalized state. We've seen this actually around the universe. There are those yellow machines that don't do anything at the moment. Also includes a more robust and tactile method of storing items on shelves and attachment services. This build is on the personal inventory, explaining the personal inventory UI. Fire extinguisher. Oh, we're getting fire.
This would actually, if we'd go back a bit, lockers and inventory, I'm really looking forward to for modifying interior of your ship, and two, storing and being able to know where your stuff is. Also making it so it becomes more important to you to not lose your ship because you lose all your stuff on it.
Well, what I imagine this is going to be is, like, for example, say you have the Morningstar set, right? Because it's just the one I use, and a normal EVA suit. You might have the Morningstar suit stored in your locker at that specific station, and then you'll be able to go up to it, click on that, and say, I want to swap this armor for this, and you'll be able to move the EVA from your backpack into that locker, and then from that locker you'll be able to move the Morningstar suit into your backpack to put on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or on your ships.
Yeah.
Which, like I was saying,
I don't know. Yeah, maybe on the ships you might have localized lockers.
Well, for the Carrack, there are multiple ingress egress places that have places to put your.
Oh right, yep. I get what you mean now. Yep, I get what you mean now. Yep. Yeah, but that will be more localized stuff. So if your armor is stored on Grimhex, for example, you won't be able to access it from the Carrack, for example.
Yep.
Fire extinguisher.
No beaming your stuff all over.
Yeah, fire extinguisher tech. Creating the backhand tech required for the extinguishers to become functional. We're getting fire.
Yep.
We know they're working on it.
And a way to fight it.
Yep. If they're bringing in the fire extinguishers and getting that working. Also, you might be able to use the fire extinguishers for a makeshift jetpack. Don't laugh. I did it in Halion. And I really, really hope that Star Citizen will do that stuff too, because it was really cool.
My friends and I have done it in real life, so.
Ship shield emitters is obviously converting ship shield emitters into physical objects, so you'll be able to go through target emitters and then take down portions of people's shields for like back end stuff, side shields, front shields, whatever it may be, so you can focus your fire. Domatic door alignment vehicles, adding dynamic alignment to ship doors and elevators. When implemented, doors and elevators across all ships will dynamically adjust to the terrain. This will be obviously important when you got a caterpillar and you can't land on a flat surface, for example. This is something a lot of people have been asking for, and Fez is really quiet too, by the way. And they want to make it so that the elevators will automatically adjust. This is cool. This is a big quality of life thing. But yeah, and obviously the Origin M50 engine swapping. Oh wow, okay, cool. And the ability to be able to swap the engines on the M50. And once you do that to the M50, you then can incorporate that tech to other things as well.
I can't wait.
Yeah, there he goes. Alright, I was just wondering if you're still there. Alright, okay, there's a lot in that roadmap. Thoughts, opinions, just on any of it, feel free. We'll start with you, Fez. What are your thoughts and opinions?
Folks, Holy smokes, the year's going to be jam-packed with things if they can keep everything on track.
Yeah, and that's the big caveat, right? Obviously, a caveat is that they've got to be able to keep everything on track. But at the end of the day, and then this is what I was saying to you last year. I said to you I had a funny feeling that 21 was going to be a good year. Because they've got like 500 people working for them now. They can start pumping out some of this stuff. You know, the biggest thing that was stopping CIG from pumping stuff out in the past was just workforce. They just had too much to do, not enough workers. They're employing people left, right, and centre. And at the end of the day, that's because they can go through and get this stuff done now faster.
And also remember, CIG has recently opened up 2 new studios, which means, like for a example, the Turbulent one over in Canada, their main focus is on the development of freaking the planets and the solar systems.
Yeah.
So that means there that probably just freed up a bunch of resources right there. So that means that CIG can now get more done.
Yeah, I imagine the people that work in LA, for example, if they work on planet systems at the moment, will probably get an offer to go up and move up to Canada if they wanted to, and work on the planet system. So you're right in a way. It will free up resources because there'll be less bums on seats, so they can employ more people to replace those seats for gameplay mechanics and stuff like that. Not everybody is obviously going to move to Canada, and this is just my presuming how things are going to work. So I could be wrong about this. But I imagine they're going to say to the people that work on Planet Tech now, guys, we're starting up Turbulent in Canada. I think it was Montreal, I think. I think it was Montreal.
Yeah.
If you want to go through and swap and move up to Canada, obviously we'll be able to give you that job. If not, you'll be redesigned or repurposed into gameplay mechanics or whatever it may be. So yes, it will free up some bums on seats, for example, for like LA, Texas, and stuff like that. Because obviously they only have so much room in the office when they go back to the office. With still beer bugs, stuff like that. But at the end of the day, yeah, technically it will free up resources, but I imagine it's just going to switch a few people around in the offices. That's all. But what about the tech itself? Is there anything on this roadmap that you're looking for, or is it just everything? Because that's the way I'm feeling right now. It's just give me all of this.
I want it now.
What about you, Fez?
I just can't wait. I mean, this year feels like it's going to be a great year in a general. Just for development wise.
The game's starting to look like a game.
Yes, it's starting to. They're finally starting to get their act up together, and slowly but surely, it is starting to look like a game other than a massive, expensive tech demo, which a lot of other people have been saying.
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, I don't know if I would say they're starting to get their act together. I think there was a lot of, and I know I'm probably being a little harsh on you when you say that, but just to clarify for the audience, just so you don't start getting a lot of hate comments, what I think is there was a lot of back-end services and back-end stuff that they had to do before they could get a lot of this stuff done. And what we've seen over the years is CIG working on tools and tech to, build planets, to get that sort of stuff done. And now that they're sort of getting to the end of that sort of rope of stuff they need to do, now those guys can go through and start writing programs to help implement new systems or implement new gameplay loops or new missions or whatever it may be that they can do. So,
and also get the systems out faster than a couple of years.
Yeah, well, that's what Montreal's going to be doing. But yeah, what about you, Ghost? Is there anything in this that you're happy for, or Is it just everything, or is there anything in here that you're not interested in? Maybe it's probably an easy way of putting it.
I'm looking forward to seeing the A2 Hercules, a ship that I'm really wanting to get. I don't know. I wanted to carpet bomb Hurston for a while. But at the same time, I've noticed, other than Orison, there aren't any other planets, or more specifically, systems talked in here, and that's a little scary.
Well, okay, so Fez and I talked about this I think in our last video. As I said to Fez, to be honest, just because the systems aren't in here doesn't mean they're not working on them. And at the end of the day, I'm okay with only us having 1 or 2 systems to play in.
Oh yeah, but I would hope to get... I'm okay with 2 or 3 systems, but considering it's supposed to be a galaxy-wide type game,
but they don't want
very
to show
soon. I'm hoping they at least have 1 extra system.
Yeah, well,
instead of us being stuck in 1.
Well, I imagine that's going to come with 4 with server meshing, which I presume is going to be coming in January now. Or March. Yep. Yeah, so I imagine the card that they're not showing is obviously 4.0, which will be in March's release. That will be server meshing, Ninx, and Pyro. And we're going to get all 3 of those things in one patch.
And we've already known, or they've said before, that they've been working on and even showing how they're working on the planets for Pyro, at least. So we know they're working on it. And it's just the idea to see that their roadmap still doesn't show anything of it makes me go, another year?
Yeah, but the stuff, and this, like, you know, Fez and I've talked in the past, and as I said to him, I'm okay with only kicking around Crusader. Crusader's a huge system, right? At the end of the day, I don't want to be able. I don't want to get in there and like, obviously Ninx and Pyro would be great because obviously you can test wormholes and you can test that sort of stuff. Fine, but at the end of the day, I don't want a lot of systems, or even more than 2 or 3 systems, because I want to be able to get in the game when it comes out and be like, oh my god, look at this! Oh my god, look at this! Oh my god, look at this! I want to be Cobra on a train when it comes to flying.
The golden retriever.
Yeah, pretty much.
Here's a fun fact for you guys. The Pyro system is more than 3 times larger than Stanton. Yeah,
it's larger, but it has less planets.
Yeah, but that means
Pyro has 5 planets. I don't know about.
It's the same.
Does it?
Well, it has 5 main planets. We don't know about moons.
And also, you got to keep in mind too, if the system's that big and only got 5 planets, they've got to fill the space in between. So you're going to come across a whole bunch of wrecks, outposts, NPCs, stuff like that. That's what
I've read about with Pyro is most of those planets are uninhabitable anyway, so most of the stuff will be in space as
or on the
pirate
planet,
and whatnot.
You're going to find wrecks on the planets and stuff too, I imagine, and that's going to be the challenge, right? Is go down there. You might come across a Starfarer that's crash landed on Pyro, but hey, you've only got 10 minutes of oxygen, so get in, get out fast. That sort of gameplay too. But we should probably wrap this video up. We're going to be going for 40 minutes. Alright, so Fez, knock us out with happy ferret noises, mate, because I know you're going to.
Happy.
Alright, look, guys,
that is a platypus, not a ferret. Get it right.
Oh god, we're going to get into this debate. Alright, guys, obviously with this roadmap, it is amazing. I love this roadmap. There's everything on it I like. I love Crusader. I'm really looking forward to that because that means Crusader system is going to be done. So at the end of this year will basically be the final Crusader planet work that comes in, because obviously we've got version 2 coming in December. I love everything that's on there. I love all the stuff that's on there. It's going to make a game feel like a game. And at the end of the day, I'm expecting 4.0 is probably going to be a March release. Which will give us server meshing and also Pyro and Ninx systems probably all together. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Just put me in a coma for 9 months and wake me up in December. Because that way I'll be able to just play this all in one hit. Alright guys, apart from that, obviously this video has been helpful. Please smack that like button. Link to the description, obviously, for Ferretz's Twitch account. Also, Gus, do you have a Twitch? You were setting up one, weren't you?
Yeah. It's not fully started right now. It's in the testing. But it will be Misadventures of a Slacker.
I'll put a link in the description below for Ghost stuff as well. So please feel free to go and play with him. Follow him or follow him on Twitch. So when he does go live, obviously there. Obviously, guys, at the moment we are playing a lot of Imperium, so we're trying to get Fez back into Imperium. Might need some duct tape and some rope. We might need to kidnap him. Apart from that, Ghost is playing it with me, and also we have someone from my chat who's also jumped in as well. So there's about 3 of us, and we're doing it on YouTube as well. So feel free to follow us on Twitch for all 3 of us, and yeah, tune in. And obviously we'll be playing Star Citizen when the patches come out for PTU. Apart from that, guys, have a great day. Enjoy yourselves, everybody, and happy ferret noises all around. Have a great night, and enjoy.